Hi everyone, welcome to another track of Powering the Future Summit organized by IEEE PES Young Professionals. So this track is about PES Day. So on April 22nd, 2008, Power Engineering Society changed its name to Power and Energy Society. And since then, on the same day, we are celebrating PES Day. So all of you might be familiar with PES Day and you might have been the ambassador for PES Day. So we have our upcoming chair for PES Day, Ms. Mercy Chalang, with us today. So she will be explaining different aspects of PES Day and how we young professionals can get advantage from this initiatives and how we can collaborate and get you know can upskill ourselves with the initiatives of PES Day. So I would like to invite our speaker, Mercy Chalang, to the stage. Hi, Mercy. So the
Hello.
stage is.
Thank you, Staji. Hello to everyone from wherever you're joining us from. It's an honor to be here with you today during the PES Powering the Future Summit. And as Staji has said, PES Day is a very important day in the calendar of PES, and we celebrate it every year to mark the day when PES officially got its name. So today I will be presenting about the proposed plan for 2022. Seeing that we had a very successful PES Day 2021, it would be very exciting to have you all join us for next year's activities. We did go virtual over the lockdown period, but we are hoping that over time the restrictions will ease and we will be back to holding the physical events. So I'll just share my presentation on the plan that I envision for 2022 and look forward to your feedback and suggestions on how to take this forward. Staji, I'm having some trouble sharing my presentation. Sorry.
Uh, yes, Mercy, you can send the PPT to me. I will share on your behalf.
Okay, I've sent it.
Okay, let me see. So Mercy, you mailed it or you sent it? You mailed it to me or sent it to me in chat.
Yes, email.
Yeah, okay, give me a second. Yeah, I got it. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So thank you, Staji. Okay. So yes. For the proposed plan for PES Day 2022, I envisioned two themes to follow up on the previous themes that we have had. Of course, the previous one was on empowering both women and men to take part in the energy space. And then this year's was to focus on green energy. And I think going forward, it's important to show how electricity and energy is contributing to the sustainability of the planet, and how essential a role it will play as we go forward, as we see smart systems coming up. So, next slide. So, we'll be looking at the core tenets of the produce concept, which is the productive use of electricity. And why this particular concept is because over close to 1 billion people around the world do not have electricity. And especially in Africa, 60% of the people do not have access to electricity. Therefore, we really see a real need to highlight how electricity can play a role towards ensuring that we meet some of the sustainable development goals, towards also ensuring that we bridge the gaps that exist between the rural and urban areas. And some of the uh, aspects that we see here are, access to a reliable electric service, access to a local market for goods and services, availability of electric equipment, access to financial resources, qualified human resources, and coordination and promotion. So we see that for a power system to work so well, all these concepts need to be considered for it to work well. So once you have, of course, put the power, it will not be enough to just leave there, but it also goes towards ensuring that people have some use cases for the power, and they also can use this power to benefit themselves, not just having the power for lighting, but more productive uses that can ensure that people uplift their livelihoods. Next slide. Yes, and so we see that the different power systems that exist and how specific they are to the sector that is taking place. We do see that there are variables that need to be considered, and one of them being the efficiency of the resources. So, PES Day 2021 highlighted the use of green energy, and we see that more people are tending towards renewable energy because of its efficiency, because of reducing pollution on the environment, knowing that the power and energy sector is among the largest contributors to air and water pollution. So we need to see how to efficiently use these resources that we can keep on reusing and not depleting from other ecosystems feel to fill the sector. So we also need to see the safety of designs and equipment. In many places, we have seen that there have been incidences of power causing destruction, power causing electrocution. And so for systems to be well designed, we also need to ensure the safety, both of the equipment and the users. And we also need to see the feasibility or viability of the target goals, especially as we go towards the smart future we envision. Nowadays, almost everything requires power in order to function. So depending on the areas of focus, depending on the region that we come from, we need to see how viable the power that we are providing is. And this is why we see that in the urban areas, there are more of centralized grids. But as we tend towards the rural areas, we see decentralized grids. We also see the very end of the pyramid solutions such as solar home systems, portable battery kits. We also see, I think, which is really also coming up lately, is the use of electric vehicles. So we do need to ensure that the goals are met and reliable. We also need to ensure that the power systems that we have adhere to both social and environmental responsibility, because most of the resources that we use to produce power come from the environment, and therefore we need to see how we do not deplete from one ecosystem, but rather complement and see how one works well with another, so that both the power systems and the end users can also benefit from this, and the community takes responsibility and ownership of the also being part of ensuring that the power system works correctly. And then we also see that coordination among the players involved is very essential. And an example of this is for the solar microgrids. We do see that many utility companies, especially in countries that rely on monopolized, centralized grids, we do see that the coming up of independent power providers brings some clashes, because there has to be an understanding on who comes in where, and who has to stop where, to ensure that everyone meets the demand of the people, and also to ensure that the people are not overcharged for the electricity that they are you are providing. So many key players will come in here, such as the energy regulation committees, as well as the power providers and the associations that also are associations that are advocating for the uptake of this electricity. Next slide. So yes, so just a definition of this and of the key term, which is the productive use of electricity. This means that any use of electricity that generates an income for the user. And so in the past, we have seen that there has not really been the emphasis on electricity to generate income, rather just electricity provision. And so we need to change that narrative so that people can use electricity to uplift their livelihoods. And so by promoting SDG 7 to ensure that everyone has access to reliable, affordable, clean and modern electricity, this can ensure that people have an end goal that they can work towards by using the electricity as a means to improve their livelihoods. And so, of course, we see the different sectors, and we see specific tailored uses that are coming up from the electricity, such as, solar powered drip irrigation. We do see others such as solar powered vaccine boxes. We do see solar powered greenhouses to put up seedlings. So a variety of sectors that can contribute to ensuring that people benefit from the electricity that is being provided. Next slide. Yes, so the essence of really this concept of productive use of electricity is to promote SDG 7 for the partnership of the other goals. We do see that really most of the goals, in a way, kind of depend on depend on electricity to function, and therefore, by joining hands with the other goals, we see that, one step at a time, we can go towards solving these problems that have been solved in isolation. And so this will assist us to now solve these problems in collaboration. And so this concept really, and especially for the global south countries that are struggling to meet different needs, we can use this to ensure that people meet these goals that we are all working towards. And this range from micro businesses to very heavy industrial users. And so by ensuring that people not only rush to the cities to get the power, we can also ensure that people who are do not have the electricity have electricity, and can also create enterprises within their homes, within their communities, taking advantage of the resources that they have to ensure that they do productive activities And we see that once there is an income from the electricity, and then other aspects of their lives are improved. And so the greater the number of productive uses of electricity created or expanded, the greater the amount of electricity consumed. And so this is a win-win for both the producer and the user. And some countries actually record a very high, power production level, but very little consumption. So this is to ensure that many people can take advantage of this concept to ensure that they consume more electricity, and the power producer can also get more profits. And so this becomes a win-win for both situations. Yes, so it's about really increasing the revenues for both the user and the provider. Next slide. So yes, as I had earlier introduced, why now really close to 1 billion people in the world, that's close to 13%, lack access to electricity, means that they cannot enjoy the benefits that people with electricity have. And so we have seen energy poverty actually being going hand in hand with very low poverty levels. And so we see that if we can provide this electricity, it can be an avenue towards bridging this gap that exists. And we also see close to 3 billion people, that's 40% of the world population, lack access to clean cooking fuels. Once again, we can use clean electricity to ensure that these people have access to cooking fuel that they can use for their families, for their workplaces. And this will also go towards now helping us meet the other goal, that is to reduce hunger amongst the different communities. And so the per capita electricity consumption varies more than 100-fold across the world. And so the beauty of PES Day 2022 will be to show all these aspects, to show how someone in the village is benefiting from a solar powered lantern, and to show also how someone in the city is benefiting from maybe health institutions, whether it's the industries. So we are going to see the very specific categories that electricity is helping to power, rather than just focusing on the electricity. And therefore, by linking energy access to income, then we see we can try to bring everyone to a level where we now go towards using electricity to benefit humanity, as is according to the IEEE tagline. Next slide. Yes, so really just to emphasize on the intended impact, we do know that generating improved business competitiveness through productive uses of electricity, this will translate to better income, improved livelihoods, better healthcare, better connectivity, better community services, and better opportunity for integrated development. So we know that just like the ecosystem, as humans, we can't function in isolation, and therefore by using electricity to really improve all these other aspects of our life, then we can really recognize the impact that this will bring on our homes and our businesses. Next slide. Yes, so as we can see, really ensuring that there's productive use of electricity has an impact on the UN Sustainable Development Goals. And knowing that this is the decade of action, we are a step away, we are years away from the 2030 target, and we are not close to reaching some of these goals. So we can use SDG 7 to ensure that we reduce poverty, we reduce hunger, we promote good health and sanitation, sorry about that. We provide clean water and sanitation for communities. We provide decent jobs through these enterprises we create. We ensure industry and innovation are promoted. We reduce the inequalities, promote sustainable cities and communities, and climate action. So we see it's a benefit for all of us to ensure that we promote the productive use of electricity for the sustainability of the power and energy sector. Last slide. Yes, so that's it from me. I'm excited about this. Really, thank you for your time. I look forward to working with you all next year to ensure a successful PES Day. So please start thinking of ideas that you will present for PES Day, that you're going to be involved in. It's going to be interesting. We are here to support you in any way we can, and we really look forward to being a part of this with you all, and knowing that without you, our ambassadors, it's not going to be possible. So yeah, thank you, and we look forward to working with you next year. You're on mute, Staji.
Oh, sorry. It was a wonderful session, Mercy. Thank you for your time, and we really appreciate it. And I can't see any questions in the chat box. Not anything. Yeah. So thank you, Mercy. Thanks again. So I totally appreciate it, and I request all the PS members, especially YP members, to be a part of PS Day, upcoming PS Day. So, on behalf of PSYP, we would like to present you this token of gratitude for your time and efforts for being a part of Powering the Future Summit organized by IEEE PSYP. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Staji.
Yeah. So, to all the participants over here, so we will be having our networking sessions now. So, kindly join the link, join the WebEx through the platform. So, we will be starting the networking session as soon as possible. So, let's see you there. Thank you, everyone.